everyone. So in this video, I wanted to continue the parking sensor project. I made this custom PCB for this project, and I want to thank PCBWay for giving me the PCB for free. I'm not being paid to say anything. They did provide the PCB for free. That said, if you order this for yourself, it's like $5 for 5 of them. I think it's a good deal. That's my honest opinion. Once again, I'm not being paid for this. Moving on to this project. So I'm going to solder these components. And what I have here is some LEDs, resistors. The reason you need the resistor for your LED is to limit the current that passes into the LED. Otherwise, you will blow up the LED. So you're going to need some resistors. These are just screw terminals for the DC motor. And this is the L293D. This is the IC that will control the DC motor. I have a deep dive on it, which I will link in the description of this video if you want to learn more about this IC. These are just some headers so we can control everything. So now let's get into soldering, and then I'll still give you the code for the rest of this. So stay tuned. So I just finished soldering the PCB. You're more than welcome to make fun of my soldering skills. Let me explain this really quick. So just have a few LEDs here. The plan is to, let's say, when a car is not parked, we have, let's say, green. And then when a car is parked, we'll start with maybe blue. Then when it's near the time, we'll go to like white or yellow, whatever that is. And then if it's overtime, then if it's parked overtime, we're going to go to the red. The idea here to have like a DC motor that will kind of kick the car out if it stays parked after the red is on. So that's something else we can add. I did make this on a PCB, by the way. Like you can use a breadboard if you want. Like you're more than welcome to do this on a breadboard. You don't have to like uh, make a PCB and like solder and everything. If you don't have the time, or if you just want to keep it simple, do it on a breadboard. That's completely fine. So yeah, let's get into the PC and then connect the Arduino. These headers is just to access the LEDs, and these headers to access the pins on the IC to control the DC motor, by the way. So yeah, let's get to the computer, wire everything, and then I'll also provide the code that you need to make this all work. So yeah, let's get into the wiring and finish this up. Okay, so now let's look at the code from the previous video that we made, which is regarding the distance sensor. I obviously provided this article with the code where you can copy and paste if you want. This is the distance sensor code, and today we're going to expand on that. And what I'm doing is I'm connecting 4 new LEDs. There is, you can see here, let's look at the code for today video. And obviously, I'm going to provide this one in a new article if you want to copy the code. I highly also recommend that you look at the previous video first. But here are new LEDs. We have blue, green, yellow, and red. The idea is for when the parking is available, we're gonna turn on the green. When someone park, we start with the blue. Then after 5 seconds, we turn on yellow. In my case, I think I have white. And then at the end, after 10 seconds, we're going to turn on red. Obviously, I'm using 5 second and 10 second for demo purposes. I don't want to make you wait hours, but you can adjust the delay here, also the timer counter, as you like. For example, here we start the timer. Let me go over this code. So yeah, this is exactly the code from the previous video, and here's what I've added. I've added an integer variable timer, and I set it to 0 to start with. I've declared the new 4 pins that I have the new 4 LEDs attached to. So 13, 12, 11, and 10. That's what I'm using. You can use different pins if you want. And then I'm leaving the distance sensor code as is. Here, we're gonna check the distance like we discussed in the previous video. First, if something is really close, basically we have a car parked, then we will turn on the blue LED and then turn off the green. Green means available, blue means someone already parked. Now we check the timer, and if the timer is uh, more than 5 seconds but less than 10, we turn on the yellow, which is mean like you're kind of due. And if it's more than 10, then we turn on the red. And here is the reset. So every time we turn on the green, we reset every other pin and reset the timer as well to start over. So like if someone leaves and the distance is more than the distance specified here, then what we do is we turn on the green and then reset all the pins and reset the timer. There is a delay of 1 second. So every time the loop execute, that's an additional second. So right now I'm using 5 and 10 as my yellow and um, red LED. This is more for like demo purposes. Again, I don't want to keep you waiting for too long. I'll provide this code in the description on a new article, and let's go and I'll show you how this works in action. So I'm just gonna show you how this works right now. Okay, so I have the code uploaded. I have the distance sensor connected the same way as we connected it in the previous distance sensor video. So you can check that out there. I have my PCB, and this is just an external power that will eventually use for uh, controlling a DC motor. That's going to be in the next video, so subscribe for that. Now, for the purpose of this video, again, you can have your LED on a breadboard, or if you want to make your own PCB, that's also not that expensive. But you definitely not need the uh, PCB. If you just want to test this out on a breadboard, that's perfectly fine. Now, I have everything wired up, and let me show you. So now, if I have the distance, so let's say this is a car, but it's like, let's say it's far away, and you can see that the green LED is on, and that's like indicating the park is available. So now if I bring the car close, you can see now, because I have something facing the distance sensor, then I have the blue LED first, and then I get the white, then I get the red after. So it's a timer that starts counting. Now, if I move the car away, then everything reset and we go back to the green. But see, as I get close, now I have the blue. Like, let's say if someone moves away, then it goes back to green and reset everything. Or I come close, then I get that, and then I will get the white slash yellow. If I move away, I go back to the green, resets everything. Come close, then it'll start the counter, and then first after 5 I get that, and then after 10 I'll get the red light. and that's like an indicator of like overdue or overtime. Now, in the next video, I want to connect a DC motor that'll be able to, let's say, push the car away or something. That'll be fun. But this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.